Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Jitsi Community Call. It's been a month since we had a fully productive community call. It was a day off here in the U.S. last time, so most of the team was away. Let's get back to it. I think among the most notable things that we work on, we continue to have things like 500 participants. That's a big one. A lot of these things have already, are kind of in the process of shipping. One of these things is the reactification of the user interface, and we have some optimizations going on there around join times. Christo, would you like to talk a little bit about these two? What are the things that shipped, and what are the things that you're currently looking at? I thought I saw Christo. Is he here?
I don't think so. I don't see him.
Okay. Could you please ping him while we go through the others? All right. We also have our transitioning to unified support. There's plenty of J's here. Is Jaya one of the J's? Jaya is here. Yes, Jaya.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about our transitioning to unified?
Yes, sure. So Chrome is trying to be WebRTC spec compliant, and they'll be putting the Plan B semantics behind a reverse origin trial in August. So if you don't sign up for the your domain for this trial, and if you don't switch to the unified plan communications, unified plan implementation, the calls will stop working on Chrome. So we've recently switched to our unified plan implementation on the Chrome browser. Safari and Firefox have already been using this implementation for a while, and we made some fixes for some of the issues that we know of in that implementation. And now we've enabled it for Chrome as well. Right now it is behind a config.js flag called enable unified on Chrome. And we've pushed these changes to the stable packages as well. And it's on Meet Jitsi, but behind the flag. Disabled as of now on Meet Jitsi, but you can enable it in the packages. So please give it a try and let us know if you run into any issues.
I want to be, I want to stress what you just said, Jaya, because we really need people to go out and test it. And you people really need to take action, because at the end of August, if you do nothing, your installations of Jitsi will stop working. So at that point, you would either have to update Jitsi, or you are going to have to go and submit and apply for a reverse origin trial, and then go and apply the tags to your website. So we want to make sure that we're in the best shape possible, so that a Jitsi upgrade would solve it all. Reverse origin trials are not particularly fun to manage because you have to keep updating them every now and then. So please try the new unified support. Jaya, would you please paste the exact name of the parameter that people need to set in config.js in the chat?
Sure.
So that.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that now.
Right. All right. And the other thing that we thought you were going to look at, Jaya, was potentially giving people the option to configure the frame. Thank you very much. Configure, and that needs to be set to true, just to make it clear. Configure frame rate for desktop streaming. So do you want to add anything there, or we could just tell people that this should land in the next month or so?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, right now, this is like setting the frame rate for screen sharing. I mean, you could do it in config.js, or you could do it. The default is 5 frames per second, but then you cannot change it once you start the client. So we are going to add a UI option to change it on the fly in the call, but then you would have to actually restart the screen share. So the screen share will be restarted, and you'll have to select whatever application you want to share. And this, we are working on this, and this should land in the next release.
All right. Thank you very much. Jonathan, Boris, George, would you like to update us of something on the side of the bridge? I'm sure people are still asking themselves about the VP9 support.
Actually, I cannot about the pagination. First,
oh yeah, I asked you actually, but you weren't here. So
yeah, I'm sorry.
yes, please talk about that, and also please talk a little bit about the delay, connectivity delay issues that we're experiencing.
Yeah. So so the good news are we have a PR that is in review for the pagination. We are running some tests currently on it, and basically the good news are that you can actually join a 500 participant call without your browser crashing, which is pretty good. Although we have noticed some issues around it, and one of them is what Emil mentioned about the basically the time to first media in certain situations is a little bit takes a little bit too long. It can take up to a few minutes. So we are going to be working on improving that in the following weeks. But yeah, hopefully very soon this PR is going to be in master and then deployed to Jitsi hopefully. And yeah, I think that's all for now for the pagination.
And could you describe a little bit how pagination works exactly?
Yeah, sorry. So basically, the whole idea is that currently right now for every participant we render a DOM element for the thumbnail, for the avatar, for everything basically that you see in the thumbnail. The way the pagination is going to be working is as an interface for now with the current PR, you're gonna see exactly the same as you're seeing, but we are gonna render on the page only the thumbnails for the people that are actually visible. And for big calls, this seems to help a lot because we don't need to update anything on the page for participants that are currently hidden because of the scroll. We don't have DOM elements for them. We kind of ignore them partially for now, except the audio. Actually, this is the only thing for every participant that is unmuted, I guess, that we are gonna be creating elements if the participant is not visible, of course. So yeah, basically this is all that it is. It is, yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Does the bridge team want to advertise any updates?
Not necessarily on the bridge side, although there we are looking into some bandwidth estimation issues where we are basically producing some very low estimates, and people may see ninjas because of that, so we're looking into that. And also we have the new Chigasi stress level. We have done some extensive testing, and we have found that Chigasi load tracks the number of SIP sessions, the concurrent number of SIP sessions. So now there is a parameter where you can set the max number of concurrent SIP sessions your specific instance type can take. And by default, the stress level reaches 1 when it has 100 concurrent SIP sessions, which is a sensible default for a reasonably capable instance type. So you can auto-scale based on that now.
And to be clear, this max doesn't do anything else except affect the stress level. Is that correct, George?
Absolutely, yes. That's yeah.
And the stress level will go above 1 if the number of calls goes above this max. It's simply a way to tune your stress level so that you can use it for auto-scaling.
That's pretty cool. Jonathan, Boris, anything you'd like to push out, or anyone else?
Yeah, there we we tracked down an obscure race condition that was causing the JVB to actually crash, either assert or seg fault on a dereference of null, which turned out to be a race condition where native objects were getting triggered to garbage collect earlier than they should. This is in the SRTP cryptography, so that's fixed. So if you see strange JVB crashes, update to the latest JVB.
Thanks for the update.
It happened under pretty heavy load, so it's possible you've noticed.
The other thing that we did recently was we had, or at least since last time that we were here, we had this issue of over conservative bandwidth estimations. Do you want to mention that, something about that? Where we were aggressively tuning down bandwidth estimation and people were ending up as ninjas a lot.
Yeah,
that was a few weeks ago, but
that was a few weeks ago. I mean, it wasn't actually the bug wasn't actually in the bandwidth estimation itself. It was in the code that consumes it was incorrectly turning sources off when it shouldn't have been. So that's been fixed. There's still some other issues which I think George has been trying to track down with the bandwidth estimation proper, where it's giving some bad, some I don't know bad, but surprising estimates, which he's still trying to understand. But if you see a case where you have lots of bandwidth, but all your sources get turned off for a short time, that's been fixed. So if you're seeing that, go to the latest JVB and tell us if you still see it.
That's good to know. Do we have anyone else who would like to update the community?
Just a quick note that we've been using JDK 11 in our deployments with the bridge lately, and we just switched GCOFO. We don't expect any problems, but just wanted to let people know that that's what we're using now, and we expect that everything should work. If you notice any problems, let us know.
We plan to update the version in the Docker releases sometime soon, probably, but we haven't done that yet.
Yeah, Mute dropped for a second.
Yeah, I had connectivity issues. All right. Well, let's move to open mic. Are there any questions or comments from the community?
And just before that, all those things that we just talked were released last week in stable releases for the Debian packages and for Docker. Thank you.
Thanks, Damien. Community mic.
Yeah, just a question regarding, this is Jason from CoScreen. Just a question regarding the enable unified.
Hi, Jason.
So you mentioned that things could stop working around August. What, I guess, in generic details, like what would just sort of stop working? That would be, I assume that would happen after a client upgrade, or would it be because of the config that's brought down when we connect?
No, so from, and I'm not sure with the exact release numbers, but so from a release around August, Plan B wouldn't be available anymore. Plan B semantics for SDP wouldn't be available anymore, okay. Which means that negotiation of multi-party conferences is going to behave. I don't even know how, right? It's, but things will get broken in ways that we cannot exactly predict right now. You're not going to be able to have constructive multi-party code.
This is a Chrome upgrade, right? That's what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the Chrome version. Yeah, so that won't happen. That will happen. There's no action from you or users specifically necessary, given that Chrome auto updates. So things will just stop working. What you can do is one of two things. Either upgrade to a new version of Jitsi that automatically, that by default switches to unified client semantics. So it doesn't use the old thing anymore. Or you can apply for a feature flag, sorry, for an origin trial feature flag at Chrome. So the way this works is it's an automated process. You go to this website and you register a domain name and you say, I would like this specific origin trial to be enabled for my domain name. They emit a key for you that you're supposed to put in a meta tag in the Jitsi index HTML so that they know that the disabling of plan B shouldn't be done for this domain. So this way you're able to continue operating your old Jitsi version. All of this is with regards to browser calls. Like, I know that you guys at PostScreen use your own Electron clients.
Yep.
I don't remember if you had anything for browsers. I don't think you have any browser thing.
No,
so
not right now.
So this isn't going to impact you until you upgrade to a version of Electron that does something. And even then, origin trials are things you can, I think, manipulate on Electron. So,
well, and we can certainly do to upgrade our. We don't use our own Jitsi instances that often. So it's more, I just needed to understand sort of exactly what was causing the potential failure. So that helps.
Does that answer your question? Okay,
yes, absolutely. Good. Perfect.
All right. Anyone else? Kaidwan, your hand is raised. Did you mean to share something?
Okay. Yeah, I'm very excited about the unified plan change. Finally there. And all our code is quite old. Very old. Okay. So this reason I ask. I assume there's no change in the JRV for this part, but Jonathan confirmed the answer. So.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah, very excited. Yeah, because we.
So Nils is actually working on adding support for MID, which is, a kind of a related thing, and that would involve changes in JVB as well, except that I don't believe any of them is breaking. So.
We did in my setup. We changed we translated plan B as GB in the unified and vice versa. Mm-hmm. But now look at your change. We need to upgrade our code, so you don't need to do that anymore in our code. So we can just use the upstream code anymore in the future. Yeah.
All right.
They're very good news for us. Yeah. Right.
Great. All right. Anyone else?
Yes, I have one question regarding the Jitsi meet and the firewalls. So, yeah. So if we will disable the disable _ TCP _ harvester in the video bridge config file, so it will automatically available port 443 instead of UDP. So let's suppose if the one user is on the behind the firewall and the UDP is blocked. In this case, we need to enable this settings, right? I mean, in short, we need to disable the TCP harvester false. But I want to know that if we will do this thing, does the UDP port works for other participant if he is not coming behind the firewall?
Well, let me first make sure that, Boris, do we even still support TCP harvesting in the latest version of the bridge? I thought we were getting rid of it.
We support it, but we don't use it, and we recommend that people use turn TLS.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. We recommend against it. We recommend that people install turn servers, and that's where the TCP support will come from. So you disable the TCP harvester, you only do UDP on the bridge, and then you let clients collect turn addresses as well. And that will use TCP if the firewall of the user demands it.
So
Does that help?
Yes, so that means if the person, one person is from behind the firewall and another is from not behind the firewall, I mean normal participant. So the normal participant can join the video bridge with the port 10,000, I mean UDP port, and the person who has blocked the UDP can join for port 443. So my question
yes,
is,
the connection of one user implies nothing about the connections of other users. So all users can connect differently.
okay, so both ports are working, even we disable this thing. 443 and the UDP.
No, there will not be a TCP port if you disable TCP support.
Okay, so
right?
the only 443. Okay.
Well, I'm confused when you say 443 because you could make UDP use that port as well.
No, I'm TCP 443.
If you disable TCP, then no one will be able to connect directly to the bridge using TCP. What Boris and I just said is that we recommend that you also run a turn server.
Okay.
So that people who need TCP in order to get out of their networks can do that using the turn server. And then everyone will connect to the bridge. I mean, the connection on the bridge site will be UDP. And also, if a TCP participant fails to join, that implies nothing about whether or not, UDP participants will still be able to join, if I understand your correct question properly.
Okay.
So I just want to say, no, we have this set up for a long time. We don't have this issue. We have customer from a public Wi-Fi, for example, Starbucks, or McDonald's, or Tim Hortons. So the UDP total blocked. So we also enable the TCP port 4443, not TLS. Okay, so JVP works very well. So I just rest assure you, so there's not a problem for JVP. Yeah.
All right. Okay, anything else? Well, I guess in that case, see you everyone in 2 weeks, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.